Hi everybody, it's Storey Clayton, and it's almost time to start the Homesick Heartache 8th Anniversary Tour. You're seeing a lot of my face right now because I'm not in a car yet. You're going to be seeing the side of my face, something like this, in future times. But right now, I'm coming to you and I'm going to do a little tutorial, a little how-to, pick up some knowledge in this video cast, or whatever the heck this is. And that is going to be about how to pack for a road trip, because I think most people, in the words of lolcats everywhere over the internet, are doing it wrong. So we're going to try to get through packing really quickly in this particular installment. So the most important thing, the thing that actually should take the most time, you should make a list. That just looks like a white sheet of paper to you, doesn't it? Well, that's, oh, there you go, words. Right. You should make a list, okay? And there's sort of a compromise to be done between putting too much on the list and putting just enough so that it's actually appropriate and it's going to help you out. So there's some people who like to put 755 things on their list just so they can have the pleasure of checking it off. Like breathe, 5 seconds later breathe again, and then you can spend your whole time checking it off, but that's not actually helpful to getting packed in a quick and efficient manner. So this, it's about a page. This is a lot of stuff, and I will be checking it off, maybe not as I go, because then I have to walk around with a pen in hand, but just sort of pack everything I think of, and then toward the end, see if I've actually gotten it. So, next thing that's very important, to have a room, have a flag of Nepal, no, to have luggage. So, you should have in mind what sort of luggage that you want to bring. I think I'm going to bring my largest suitcase here, because I'm only going to try to do laundry maybe once or twice on this trip. I'm leaving for about a month. I don't think I actually said at any point what the stats or the specs on this particular trip are. That may be something that you're curious to know about or interested. I forgot to count the number of states, and there's some routing issues, so I don't actually know how many states, but it's going to be about 5,800, 6,000, maybe 6,200 miles that we're going to be covering on this tour. There's going to be 10, 12 stops, something like that. Basically, I'm giving you a bunch of numbers when I don't know what the numbers are, which shows you that I did parliamentary debate instead of policy debate. So there's that. Okay, back to the packing. Is that a good angle? Whatever. Look, it's a ceiling fan that I never use. Okay, so this part may be sped up for extra, robotic control as I actually throw some things in here and show you just how fast you can actually pack for a trip like this. Ooh. Okay. Now another thing you need is gray socks. Now this isn't actually true. Most people don't like gray socks. But this makes for a good story. The other day, my friend Ariel agreed to go clothes shopping with me because I hadn't bought clothes in about 7 years. And I don't have the same person that I used to drag around to go clothes shopping with me in my life anymore. So I decided to continue the quest that's been going on for about 12 years for gray socks, which used to be all that I wore in my youth. And I still have some gray socks that are about 10, 15 years old. And I was looking for them. And we went to Target, and, well, spoiler alert, you know what happened. We actually ended up finding them. But I was just telling the story of how for 10 or 15 years, every time I went into a Target, a Walmart, any sort of department store, I would quest for gray socks because they don't have them. And lo and behold, they were right there. I actually seized up and basically had a conniption at the time. So that was pretty exciting. So bring your gray socks. I almost bought 18 of them. I decided to only buy 12 pair. That should last me for a while. And yeah, there we go. So pack those, or whatever else you've got that you like as much as gray socks. See, old gray socks. Woo! You may notice how quickly I'm grabbing these shirts and these other items. I think that it's very important when you're planning for a road trip or packing for a road trip, which is perhaps the most important lesson of this instructional video, to not have enough time to actually pack as much as you'd like to pack. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to take as much as you'd actually like to pack. But one of the problems that people get into when they're planning for any sort of trip, and they're getting anxious about it, and they're thinking about all the things they need to do, is that they leave themselves too much time. They start the process too early, and then they get freaked out about it. And then they get overwhelmed, and then suddenly, You're spending all of your time deciding, should I bring the blue shirt or the white shirt? The blue shirt or the white shirt? Here's a secret. It doesn't really matter which shirt you bring. A lot of being out on the road and taking a road trip of any kind, even if it's just for a couple days, is about having freedom. It's about not being so caught up about your stuff. Now, you may find that ironic when I'm bringing 15 shirts, but seriously, it doesn't matter which 15 shirts I bring as long as I make sure that there's any formal event or something like that, that I have a formal shirt. But which formal shirt doesn't matter, okay? So don't take a lot of time deciding things if you're going to go on a road trip. That's pretty key. And it helps because I'm leaving on the road trip in 13 hours, and I have to sleep and do some practice debate rounds and some other things between now and then. So I don't have any time to worry about this or think about this. Although I do have time to make a video and talk to you about it. Next time, starting even later. It occurs to me 12 minutes into this trip, or into this packing adventure at least, that it probably helps a lot to be packing for a summer road trip. Packing for winter, you've got to pack a lot more heavily and your mileage may vary. It also depends a lot on your comfort level with laundry. If you want to be stopping at a laundromat every week, you can pack a lot lighter and fit everything into something like a camping backpack, which I'll also be taking. But that's not exactly what I'm worried about, given that this is a car trip the whole time, and I have plenty of room in my trunk, so I might as well take things and feel a little more secure about not being out of things or wondering where the next laundromat is in rural Arkansas. Camping backpack. Extra pair of shoes. You've always got to have your green shoes. That's what I say, at least. Just now, I said that. Yeah. Going to 2 weddings on this trip, so it's always good to bring a selection of ties also. That's something that I almost forgot. Probably would have remembered at some point. That's why it's good to have your list and write things down and check it off after you go through and pack all the things up. So right now we've got this fairly large suitcase all set to go. We have this smaller little duffel bag, and when I'm actually on the road, I may switch out this into sort of a night pack so that I don't have to bring everything into a hotel room or wherever I'm going, depending. That gives me some possible options. And, oh, here's a question. This was something we were going to bring up earlier. So, a lot of you, if you're fans of the Blue Pyramid, may be wondering what's going to happen to duck and cover over the course of the summer. Well, something I'm considering is having duck and cover and all the other animals actually make an appearance on the road trip. This may be a little ridiculous, but is it any more ridiculous than what I already do? After all, is it any less lifelike for there to be a drawing or for me to go, "Hello, duck." Oh, oops, that's the duck. "Hello, duck. What do you think today?" "Well, I don't know, turtle." Hopefully the comic's a little more sophisticated than that. But I do have a duck and a turtle and a rabbit. And let's just pretend this is a dolphin. And I guess I need to get a plastic soda ring to put around his neck. It's actually a whale shark from the Georgia Aquarium, but close enough. I think we could do something with that. And more to the point, as some of my friends recently discovered when they were over here, this one's actually a puppet, and you can actually move its mouth. That doesn't really work very well on the video, does it? I didn't think so. Suffice it to say that puppetry and ventriloquy, not exactly something I've studied for as much as, say, debate. But could still be fun, could still have witty political dialogue through the filter of animals on the road. So these guys are a late possible cut. We'll see if they can make it along with Buffalo for the trip. And that may allay the fears that some of you expressed after my first video that buffalo would be my only companion for this road trip. So, hey, exciting times, lots of animals. Can never have too many animals, right? Yeah. So wait, what else do I need? Oh, that's right. Books. Books are always a good idea to bring with you on road trips, especially when you're going for long periods of time when you don't have any idea where you're going to be. So sometimes you can pick up nice summer reading like this. They keep telling me this book is interesting. It's about a guy and a tiger in a boat. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Keep putting it aside. And then the library has lots of things. Anything from classics like Bronte and Faulkner to brand new Haruki Murakami, which will be very exciting and very cool. And since my library lets me check out things for 6 months because I'm on a university staff, then there's no worry about anything as long as I don't lose these books out on the road. So the books and the little bit of music that I have are also going to go in the backpack, which is soaking wet because it was raining today when I walked home. So we'll get to those in a bit, and let's see what else we have. We apparently are bringing a pillow. Interesting. I'll bring that in the morning when I'm not sleeping on it. And, yes, electronics, computer, cell phone, camera. Most of those are out there ready to go. The computer happens to be right here. Let's see. Yoga mat. That's an important thing, along with the sleeping bag. Those, since I have the benefit of a car trunk, will probably just be out loose. And the backpacking backpack, which you saw earlier. And a couple of coats, because I get cold very easily, even in the summer. I'll probably be going indoors at some point in the summer, where everybody likes to keep it 60 below. Possibly some board games. I think we're pretty much set. Very exciting. So, that's how to pack for a road trip. Most important thing, of course, is going to be to tune in for you, because you can live vicariously. A lot of my coworkers, a lot of the people I just said goodbye to, they said that they wish they were coming on a road trip like mine. Maybe they won't be as sad in their life as I am, but they also will not have as many interesting adventures. Dealing with the photocopier, wrestling with meetings. It's probably just not quite as much fun or as much interesting stuff as you're going to get covering 6,000 miles of roadway. So yes, you should tune in. Keep watching as the Homesick Heartache Tour actually kicks off tomorrow. Not even sure if there's going to be a video. I'm going to be at a debate tournament all day. Lots that could be videoed there, but lots that probably people will not want videoed there. No, that's not true. It'll be totally fine. But it just might not be the opportunity for soliloquizing because I'll actually be around other people, which is actually probably true for most of this trip. But maybe you'll get to meet them too. So stick around, stay tuned. We'll see you in a day or two. Bye, y'all.